What's poppin'? You know how we moving, man. Titans Colosseum in the building. Yeah, my two co-hosts, they don't need no introduction. Firestone, Marako, and yours truly. Let's get it. Okay, now tighten up. It's a Colosseum. Fake people, you'll never see them. Everybody authentic, dog. You can join to it, just take a DM. Everybody in the city rocking, it don't take much to be loved. I scared the doctor on my last visit with that two-tone in my blood. We don't play around, we just hold it down. They scared to play us on our side of town. Say we going through a rebuild, but are we really going through it, man? Stacking up on our receiving core, I don't see a ball going through their hands. Creeping up on our division rivals, they gon' really think that we the boogeyman. F the Ravens and the Texans, Jaguars and the Coast too. Real talk, if anybody not rocking that two-tone blue, you can catch us on a podcast. We gon' keep it real, we gon' speak fast. Always live on game day, we like Mike Keith when he yells sag. Titans Colosseum. We be chillin' in the front row, it don't take much for you to go and see him. Titans Colosseum. Everybody authentic, dog. You can join to it, just take a deal.
You know what time it is. It's the Titans Colosseum Podcast. Tighten the up. Let's go.
Man, let's go. Welcome to the Titans Colosseum Podcast, man. You know who I am, and you know who I'm in the building with. Fellas, what's poppin'?
What's going on? What's going on, man? Hey, another Titans off season, man. When ain't nothing going on, man. But hey, we gonna make some of it, you know.
Oh yeah, bro. I'm excited for the convo tonight, man. We're gonna have a good discussion, man. But I'm ready for some football, bro. Every week that comes by, man, I'm ready for some football.
Yeah, man, I ain't kill the viewers, man, but it's gonna be slick sad. You go get kind of aggravated, man, because our situation when it comes to quarterbacks or whatnot, I mean, y'all know how it's been, man. But hey, we gonna turn this show up like we always do, man. Hey, shout out to Corey in the building. Shout out to Titans Thor. Shout out to CJ, Rashad, everybody that's out there watching tonight. Thank you for joining us. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, tell a friend about us, blah, 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 this, that, and the third. Remember, if you looking for a new vehicle, go holler at my guy Wilson down at Music City Autoplex. Great line of vehicles, pretty much anything you want, man. All you gotta do, holler at Wilson, tell him you came from the Titans Colosseum. He gonna hook you up. Y'all ready to get to this business tonight?
Most definitely.
Yeah, man. Shout out to D Majors in the building, man. We're gonna make this an in and out mission because I ain't gonna lie, y'all. We got a lot going on, man. Life done hit us hard as fuck.
Yeah.
But let's get it, man. So, like I said, man, this quarterback situation of the Titans. And pretty much where I, got the thought for the show for the night, I was looking at our Mount Rushmore running backs. I ain't even got to name the names. You know what it is. And while I appreciate every single running back, Lord knows I do, I couldn't help but to think, like, why did we wait so long to actually try to build around a quarterback, man? I mean, it really kind of, aggravates me because we've always leaned on these running backs. And like I said, I appreciate them. But just seeing how other teams do it and how other teams have got the job done, with the exception of a very few, they've always built around the quarterback. And RJ, I'm gonna start it off with you, man. I know you hate starting it off, but I'm gonna put you on the spot tonight.
Yeah.
What your thoughts about all of this, man?
Yeah, man, it was much needed, man. I felt like Derrick Henry kind of like prolonged this, you know what I'm saying? Because he was just such a great running back, man, that you just had to keep leaning on him, man. It was like, and that was the thing that kept happening with us over time, is that our running back would be so good that our quarterback, we can never get down low enough in the draft to go get a quarterback, because our running back will always at least give us 8 to 9 wins, because we just run the ball and play defense. Our defense was always good and our running backs are always good. So that's enough for us to get 9 games, to go 9-8, 9-7. You get what I'm saying? To a point where we could never get a good bit, to never see if our quarterback could actually lead us to where we need to go. But I mean, I just don't get it. After all these years, here, just set it down. It's all these years, I just don't get why we watch Peyton Manning light us up. We watch Andrew Luck light us up. We watch Deshaun Watson light us up. We don't watch plenty of quarterbacks around the AFC light us up. But when it was our time to finally get a quarterback, we never got one. You know what I'm saying? I just don't get it.
Yeah, Brett, it's like we took our shots, but we've definitely missed a bunch. So I don't know, like we've tried to get QBs, they didn't work. And I mean, y'all see the thumbnail, bro. That list is atrocious. It's crazy how many QBs we've gone through and how many we've tried. And then the wide receiver core, bro, we just couldn't hit on a wide receiver core. We've had so many wide receivers come in at draft, and then we trade them out or we cut them all through J-Rob's tenure that we had. Then even with Jeff Fisher back in the day too, it's like we never got like that stable position to be around a QB on the offense. Like we do good at running back, but everything else is just trying to keep up, and is good and mediocre and average at best. Like we haven't really got to put a team or a duo together since we've had like the McNair, Eddie George era, Dyson era, like we haven't really had that. And it's crazy how we've missed that skills position so bad for so long.
Yeah, and then I look at it like this though. It's like, even with that style of play, like we've had really good teams. It's not like we've just been trash. You know what I'm saying? Like we've had some years where we were really, really good and we got the #1 seed. The problem is when we get to the playoffs, everybody know how to beat us. You know what I'm saying? All you gotta do is just stop their running game and the Titans are done. You get what I'm saying? Like, yeah, that's how you beat us. You look at the Ravens in the 2020 year, all they did was come and stop Henry. Every time we play the Ravens, we always lose to them, except for a couple times we don't play them at their house. But when at home, we can never win a home playoff game because we always trying to run the ball down somebody's throat, and they stopping it, so people come to play in the darn playoffs, man, stacking the box, man, and everybody playing like they life on the line. It's gonna stop people from running the ball. You're not gonna run the ball nobody like that. So,
bro, and then the one year where we had like the #1 seed and we needed to run the ball, we don't run the ball. It's like they just don't, they just didn't get it back then, or how to understand how to truly attack. It's like when we want you to pass, you run. When we want you to run, you pass. It's like you just got to learn how to use your tools at the right time.
Most definitely.
Yo, Blueface, what's popping, man? Make sure y'all go turn Blueface up on all his social media accounts, man. Him and Massey. And our guy Lee Hillis and Tyler King, man, they doing their thing, man. But let's start off with, the whole Jeff Fisher era and everything that went on with that. I mean, of course, we had Steve McNair. He was, I ain't gonna say lucky enough or whatever, but he won co-MVP back in 2003, I believe. Shared it with Peyton Manning. And man, honestly, I mean, like, I appreciate all of that, but at the same time, bro, I mean, even then, it just felt like, we could have got more out of Steve McNair. Do you agree with that, Firestone?
Yeah, bro, absolutely. Because there's so many times I felt like we put too much weight on Steve McNair and just Eddie George themselves, and like, there's a lot of times like we go back and we think about the great plays that Steve McNair made. And if you go back and you watch the plays and go watch the tape, a lot of them are busted ass plays that Steve McNair had to figure out some shit on a fucking fly. So it wasn't like, oh, they set them up in position to succeed. It was, even against adversity, during a play, they figured out how to make something happen and how to make something work. So Jeff Fisher, and we were lucky early on having Eddie George and Steve McNair to come out there and actually make plays happen, kind of like a Patrick Mahomes style. Not the Patrick Mahomes style, but Patrick Mahomes has to do that shit all the time, and he does it well. Not many people can do that on the fly. And I think we got so used to McNair being able to make plays on the fly that every other QB that ever came in is like, okay, so what, the play's busted, figure it out, still make a play, and that's not what every QB can do, and that's been kind of hard. We need to set up a QB in a system where they actually can succeed now, and hopefully Brian Callahan is going to be able to do that now with Will Levis and this more offensive-minded style and the weapons we have now. But it definitely hasn't been that way in the past, and you just go start looking at it at all the QBs we've had through our tenure, all the wide receivers we've had through our tenure. It's just not being consistent or talented enough.
Yo, shout out to Julian. Shout out to Running in the building, man. Running said, in other words, the players had to overcome the coaching staff even back then. I'm just saying, yeah, right. I mean, you can look at it. Like I said, man, I felt like we could have got more out of Steve McNair, but we really, truly didn't build around Steve McNair. I mean, sure, he had Derek Mason, but they picked up Derek Mason, what, in the late round somewhere or whatever. He wasn't even a high draft pick. I mean, he just, somebody that came in and, pretty much exceeded expectations. And that's what makes me so frustrated about this situation, man. It just is like they've always depended on running the ball and playing good defense to win games, in which you have to do that. You have to do this in this league. But at the same time, like I said earlier, it goes back to look at all the teams that have got the job done. More times than not, it's been the quarterback getting the job done. And I feel like the Titans have never really made a concerted effort to build a team around the quarterback.
Yeah, bro, it's like they got a bunch of they was asking, like, they set up the offense for a game manager type QB, but then they put the QB out there to play survival ball. And it's like a game manager is not going to win and play good in survival ball.
Yeah, and I just look. I'm at this point, man. I'm starting to think that I blame a little bit on Bud Adams, man. I'm just gonna be 100% real with y'all. I think that the Bud Adams Titans was very insane. They were insane, man. They did the same thing over and over again, and they felt like that this was the only way that we were gonna win the Super Bowl, and that was it. And if he was still alive today, we would still be doing that. We would have never changed to what we are today, and that's becoming a pass first offense. Now, I did see that comment, by the way, man. So
yeah, shout out to Josh, man.
Yeah, man. I ain't gonna lie.
Remix.
I did see that comment. Yeah, man. I and that's why I really like Miss Amy. For as much as everybody swear that she's not a good owner for some reason, this woman has came here and did nothing but made changes to generational curses that has happened over with this franchise, man. And this is another generational curse that we just need to get over. And I ain't gonna lie, Firestone, we had to drag you to this. You know what I'm saying? Because you was still caught up on game managers and running the football. But I knew this is what we needed, man. We needed this right here, this pass first offense, for us to actually be seriously talked about. Because, like, they don't talk about us on ESPN. They don't talk about us on the NFL Network like that. But once we start passing the ball on teams and throwing it and making high flying plays, I'm telling you, they're gonna give us our respect. You know, they're gonna give us our respect.
Now, I do agree with, like, we did have to have something. Like, we could have won with Tannehill, bro. If they would have done right in some of these playoff situations and coaching would have been fucking better like it should have, we could have at least had, like, close with Tannehill, closer than anybody else we would have had. But
you're right. The 2021 season was the best chance we could have won with Tannehill. I'm just going to keep it 100. I think 2019, yes, we did go to the AFC Championship, but, I mean, come on now. We was not supposed to be in the AFC Championship. As much as I love that team, we was not supposed to be there, bro. Let's be 100% real with ourselves, because the Patriots and the damn Ravens were a better team than us. We just beat them that day. You know what I'm saying?
That's 2020.
2020, we didn't have no damn defense, bro. And what's crazy part about it is our defense showed up. But in 2020, our defense showed up in the playoffs somehow and we in our offense didn't do anything. And Tannehill played like garbage, and so did Derrick Henry didn't do anything. He had 20 yards. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's like I said, at the end of the day, man, it's time for us to try to beat team passing the ball, man. It's what works in the league nowadays. It what scares people in the league. It's all about big plays. Like I said, man, you look at any other sport, and it ain't just outside of football, man. Look at the Tennessee baseball team this year. We hit the most home runs ever, ever. You know what I'm saying? Won a championship. Look at the Golden State Warriors for all these years, man. They shot the lights out from the 3-point range. That's the big, you know what I'm saying, money plays. Once you great at big money scoring, man, like, you know what I'm saying, if we can come out here and score the most touchdowns ever, we probably gonna win the Super Bowl, y'all. I promise you. Hey, that's how it works, man.
Yeah, for sure, man. And just going back to the whole Fisher McNair era, I know you place some of the blame on Bud Adams, but as you know, much as I appreciate him, and I'm gonna keep saying this because I don't want to come off like I don't appreciate any good that has come from the Titans, but I got to put some of this on the late great not Bud Adams, but I got to put some of this on the late great Floyd Reese, because and he tried to go with those type of wide receivers. He tried to, go out and get, that big fast guy or whatever, but he just never could find that guy for some freaking reason. Like you all know about the whole thing passing on Randy Moss, and I bet you if anybody could have a redo, they probably would have went on ahead and got Randy Moss. We appreciate Kevin Dyson, but man, as much as we appreciate him, he's not a Hall of Famer like Randy Moss. And just thinking about J-Rob, I really think that J-Rob had an ego when it came to certain positions. And he drafted Corey Davis, fifth overall pick, but his big money hit was A.J. Brown. And when it came time to pay A.J. Brown, you all know what happened. And I just feel like these GMs that we've had in the past, they've always stuck to the script of the Titans owners, which is run the ball, play good defense. We're not going to ask our quarterback to go throw the ball 30 times a game. Just go out there, be efficient, and don't make mistakes. And like RJ said, that right there will win you games, but it won't win you Super Bowls. You have got to make plays. And Firestone, I'm gonna ask you this right here, man. When it comes to the J-Rob era of football, do you feel like J-Rob wanted more shine than the players?
Yeah, bro. I think that was evident and clear. I don't know if he necessarily had an ego, but he was definitely full of himself at being able of a scout and being able to draft. He definitely thought that he could constantly rebuild in a draft. Like I can just do this. And I don't know why in the AJ Brown situation, he thought he could just find another AJ in the draft, because we was trying for many years to get wide receivers, and they was coming and going quicker than they can survive a rookie contract. So I don't know why the hell he wouldn't be like, we got a leasehold on the AJ, because I finally found one in 3-4 years of me trying to find a wide receiver. I finally got one. So I absolutely do. I think he wanted to prove, like in that AJ situation is the big part of it, that we could get rid of AJ and we can bring Traylon in and nothing would happen and nothing would change. It is because of me. It ain't because of AJ. And you're wrong. It was because of AJ. It was not because of you whatsoever. Like when you find star talent and Hall of Fame talent like that, you don't let it just walk out the door for a freaking just bro, for the littlest of things. Like that trade wasn't even worth nothing. Not even just putting Burks into that equation. What you traded that man off for and got in return was just a horrible deal within itself. So I think he constantly thought and believed in himself that he could always, I can replace anybody in the draft. I get it. I think them Derrick Henry hits, those Kevin Byard hits early on in his drafting kind of got to him and made him believe that he was a better drafter and scouter than he was at moments, because his last couple of draft classes was atrocious.
Yeah, he wasn't. I don't know what he was thinking of some of them draft picks. I mean, you go back and look at him, it's like, what? Why? You know what I'm saying? And then I like what Rand Carthon's doing on not only with drafting but with free agency. He's looking for explosive players. Anybody that's highly explosive, he's going after. And it may not be the best players. He just wants explosiveness because he wants to be great at what makes a team scary. And you make a team scary by getting a bunch of fast guys that can get 20-yard gains here and there when they want to. You get what I'm saying? Like a Calvin Ridley, like a DeAndre Hopkins, like even Tyler Boyd's gonna make plays for us as well, man. I mean, even Chig, I think Chig is probably going to benefit from being around those guys as well. And then we got Tony Pollard who can run the ball and be explosive. Now he's not Derrick Henry, but he can be explosive. Tajay Spears explosive. You get what I'm saying? Like we're just stacking upon stacking explosive players, man, to get, you know what I'm saying, to get to this Super Bowl, man. And that's how you get there. I mean, you look at the Kansas City Chiefs, man, they're explosive. You know what I'm saying? Anytime they want to, they can get a big play to get, you know what I'm saying, to change a whole entire game. You know, and I just don't feel like we've ever had that here in Tennessee, you know.
No, bro, you're right, because like every position we had across there on skill position, it is explosive now. Like you would kind of like, all right, we got to get in this guy's hands, we got to get in this hand. But we have depth around everywhere. Like even with Josh Wiley on there too. Yeah, Josh Wiley is gonna benefit well from this too, because Chig's gonna need breaks. Tyler Boyd's gonna need breaks, and Josh Wiley's what 6'7". That's a target, and you're out there working. You're actually getting able to be into an offense. Now I know he has to work on his hands a little bit better. He's more blocking, but that's a target, not to figure out how to get this man more passes, especially for a QB like Will Levis in his early years of getting really chemistry with his tight end. So, bro, there's so many people on our offense now that can be explosive.
Yeah, I want to get to some of the comments, man, because they've been coming through with a bunch of good comments. First one came from Michael. I just hope Burke scores more touchdowns than me in 2020. Man, look, man, all Burks need to do is just stay healthy. That's all I'm worried about with Burks. Just stay healthy, and good things will come up out of it. You don't have to worry about Ty Downing or Mike Vrabel sending you out on clear out routes all the time. You don't have to worry about that anymore. Just be healthy and you will get your opportunities in this offense. This is a quarterback-driven offense that we're in this year. And got Gus, love Derrick Henry, but it was time to move on from the 3 yards and cloud of dust offense. No more run, play action pass. And you're right, man. I mean, the writing was on the wall, man. And as much as we appreciate Derrick Henry, I mean, if you didn't realize the writing was on that wall when the JV Texans beat us, man, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, that game right there did it for me. Just watching just, run straight into a brick wall every single play. And I'm like, dude, it's not working. We got to get away from this, man. And got another comment from CJ. The thing is, AJ didn't need to be paid that year. The wide receiver market was blowing up. Yeah, I mean, he didn't need to be paid right then and there, but the smart thing to do was to pay him right then and there, because if you would have waited around and tried to pay him, he most definitely would have been gone. He would have all out said it. He wouldn't have beat around the bush about it or anything. He would have said, hey, I need 25 million or else. If you ain't telling me 25 million, I'm up out of here. Hell, he would have took 22 from the Titans. The reason he was upset with the Titans is because J-Rod went and tried to lowball that man. I mean, sure, there's negotiation tactics or whatnot. The team is always going to try to get the player at the cheapest price, and the player is always going to try to get the most money out of the organization. It's all about meeting halfway. But when you go to the table with disrespectful offers, I mean, yeah, that's going to piss people off.
Bro, and Amy gave him the green light. Pay him 20. Pay him 20, which is evidently what the Eagles paid him. Pay him his 20. And J-Rob going to go there and offer him 16 with 18 with incentives and shit. Bro, what the fuck are you talking about? That is horrible.
Yeah, the Titans can lie to us, but at the same time, we all know why J. Rod was fired. Let's be real here, man.
Mm-hmm.
Let's be real, bro. He got fired because AJ Brown put on a show in front of us, man. And they talked to AJ Brown. They found out that he lowballed him. You know what I'm saying? They talked because you remember that you seen Miss Amy talk to AJ. You seen Mike Vrabel talk to AJ. What do you think they was in there talking about, man? You know what I'm saying? What do you think they was talking about? AJ Brown was ready to put on a show for us to show us this is what you miss. You know what I'm saying? And we seen it the whole season. We didn't have we didn't have AJ Brown to bail us out of situations like he was doing with us. And I just look at it like this, man. Like we're gonna be better moving forward, man, as an organization.
Yeah,
and
we
that's what I
got
was gonna
sports tech.
ask you.
Stupid, man. He gave him way too much money.
That's what I was gonna say too. Have you ever seen Amy meet with a former player on a game day before? Like, I think AJ's the only time. So, like, you had to know that. Like, I don't trust J. Rob. I got to go talk to AJ, and this is my moment that I could talk to him without breaking any league laws and ask him what the fuck actually happened. Because it sure enough was right after that. It didn't. I think that they talked, got some questions answered real quick, and then him putting on a show. None of those things helped J. Rob the next day. None of them.
Facts. We got Sportacular in the building, man. Shout out Sportacular coming through with the support as always. J-Rod shouldn't have gave Bud Dupree $80 million. He could have found a different edge rusher and could have paid AJ if he didn't do that dumb shit. Bad drafted. I mean, shit, even with the signing of Bud Dupree, he still could have paid AJ. I mean, money was not the issue. Money was not the issue at the end of the day. The only person that had a problem with the money was J-Rob. And you see how he handled that situation. But let me get the chorus coming. I heard it was lower than the. Hey, man, ain't no telling how low it was with J-Rob, man. J-Rob, I mean, he just had this thing. He just had this thing of, I'm going to try to get all the high round draft picks at the cheapest price, but then he go turn around and pay the underdog player. You know, he goes out and and shout out to Harold Landry. Appreciate Harold Landry. I'm looking for a big season from Harold Landry. But then he goes out and pays Harold Landry what, top 5 edge rusher money or whatnot for one season. I mean, and you know what went on with that right there. I mean, he drafted him in the second round, and it was a pick he liked. So I mean, it just really came down to who he liked and who he didn't like. And if he didn't really like that player, he felt like, I could go get that player again because I got that player that y'all love so much.
And look, man, I know we talked about it in our group chat, but man, Rand Carthon looking at that contract, bro. He looking at that contract, bro. I'm just gonna keep it 100 with y'all, man. He's looking at that Landry contract. He is the highest paid player on this team. He's top 5 right now in pass rusher money. I really believe the best thing to do right now is to trade Harold Landry. Look, as much as I love him, he's a good player. He's just that and the other, but he is on a contract that he's not going to live up to, man. He is not Myles Garrett. He is not TJ Watt. He's not Micah Parsons. Yeah, I'm just going to have to spit some real with y'all. He's looking at that contract. I'm telling you this now. I'm saying it before all the other Titan podcasters say it, before the 104.5 say it. They're probably going to trade Harold Landry by the trade deadline. And he is and people, there are gonna be some upset Titan fans because he's a good player, but it is the absolute right thing to do. I'm gonna say that right now. It's the absolute right thing to do to trade him. Was that contract?
Yeah, bro, because that I mean, it's just trying to clear cap space, and that would make sense because 5 years, 87.5 million contract. So what he's looking at 17.5 a year. 19 a year. Yeah, that's yeah, and that's that big money. And like when you talk about like when J-Rob traded away AJ and was like trying to stack up all these picks, Like, but how do you ever recall any other team that let their star player get traded off and then their draft capital is ass for the next years after that? Like, how the hell did we trade away AJ Brown and Rand Carthon still comes into a mess that he has to clean up with draft capital and shit that has no way that I can trade or maybe move this around and second rounders are like, how the hell do you not like he signed big free agent targets? They missed not even. Let's not forget Malcolm Butler either. Like, there's so many guys he went out there. Julio Jones, he went out there and signed. Bud Dupree, he go out there and sign that they didn't earn those contracts. And he just went and threw out some big money. And it sounded cool because we didn't have those types of players for a long time. But, man, it hurt us for a long time with money. And then you just let AJ walk out the door for cheap with the money that we could have paid him.
Yeah,
but
man,
bro,
I mean,
I can see them trading Landry. If they do, that's going to ruffle up some feathers, but it would make a lot of sense business wise, unless that dude comes out and has like 10 sacks by week 4, bro.
Yeah, I'm telling you, if he's playing like a top 5 pass rusher, then they're probably going to keep him. But if he's not, if he's playing at top 15, he's traded. I'm telling you this now, man. He's traded, bro. They're going to try to trade him, man. And I hate it because I really like him, but he got screwed over by J-Rob by J-Rob giving him a bad contract. Like, I hate it, man. But we got to fix some of the J-Rob BS, bro. Like, it is what it is. The same way with Kevin Byard. Like, Kevin Byard had to get traded because of some J-Rob BS. They gave him too big of a contract, man. Like, and
unless Landry will restructure and take a pay cut, like, and then maybe we'll see around because he is a good player, and I can see them probably wanting to keep him around. But if he's not willing to restructure, which, I mean, bro, I don't see how you can kind of stand on that after coming off an injury and after like you ain't really lived up to that contract. How could you not say you would restructure? But everybody to their own in their own deals, but. I would see first, like, hey, let's try to restructure like Kevin and like Byard's situation.
Oh, bro, you're gonna take a pay cut, dude.
It's
like, it's a lot of money getting.
Yeah, you're just not it, and you just pull out the numbers. This is just not what it is. Now we can flip it. Let's restructure it. Now you're gonna earn this, and then we'll put the incentives to where you can earn back to that. We'll make it to where you can earn back your 16.5 or your 17.5, but you have to hit your incentives to hit that, and then you can get that. So necessarily you're not taking a pay cut if you truly believe in yourself and you're betting on yourself. That's how I would pitch it to Lee Slave. Let's go this, we'll knock it down in here. But if you do everything you're supposed to do and that you believe you can do, you'll still earn your money in anyway. So I don't know, but that Landry said that's a good take, bro.
Yeah, I don't want to. My thing about it is I just don't want to deal with the whole restructure thing because at the end of the day, the restructuring of the contract, it ain't going to do nothing but push money back. Now, if Harold Landry comes out here and is productive as hell and the Titans are in the mix for the playoffs, he's not going to get traded. But if he's out there, average and the Titans look like they aren't going anywhere, just like last season, I would look for him and I would be all for him getting traded because, I mean, you got to get some of this J-Rob foolishness up off of you, most definitely. But
I hate it for him because he don't deserve that. He don't deserve to be traded. You feel me? Like, he works way too hard. He plays very, very hard. I hate that for him, but he's getting screwed over by John Robinson. You know what I'm saying? It's the same way that could happen to Amani Hooker. He's getting screwed over by John Robinson. And it's like, like I look at his contract and it's like, man, like, if there's somebody that Rand Carthon would like to contract money that he would like to get towards getting another good player, it's them 2 contracts, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's them 2 contracts that I'm looking at. They're like, man.
Yeah, I want to get the core comment, man, because he brought up a good point. I can see him getting restructuring next year. We need that number 1 wide out. Now, that was something I was thinking about. Now, if the Titans, they do some work this year, say they get into the playoffs, they look like they just 1 player away. I do believe that Rand will make some moves on this roster to bring that guy in, which may be a restructuring of a contract.
It's just gonna come down to what DeAndre Hopkins does as well, because I don't know if we're gonna re-sign him. You know what I'm saying? It just depends on what he's asking. But I just look at this wide receiver free agency coming up, bro. If you look at it, man, dang, Firestone, he coming for you. But nah, I say this.
And barbecue water. I ain't never
All day.
heard that one before.
All day, bro. All day. No play there, but go ahead.
Them strawberry Dr. Peppers, the cream soda just. Hey, the mugs fire. I cannot knock them.
I'm just looking at, like, I mean, you got, like I said, when you guys get a chance, look at the free agency for wide receiver next year. And when I tell you, like, the list is freaking ridiculous, like, I hate it because I really like DeAndre Hopkins, but man, if he's asking for a little bit too much money, you can go get one of these guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, one of these guys, somebody they're not gonna be able to pay. Like, I'm looking at the Cowboys, right?
Yeah.
And I'm looking at CeeDee Lamb. And I would love him to be a Titan. You feel me? Especially if our passing offense looks like it could be something. The CeeDee Lamb would want to come play for us. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just look at it like that. Like, I throw the bag at him. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it comes down to, say, we were just talking about trade Landry. We trade Landry, we get that contract off the books. We have enough money to go get CeeDee Lamb. You know what I'm saying? We got enough money. So, I mean,
Bro, yeah, because I looked up the Landry contract real quick just to know what, like, where he's gonna be. So 17.2 million guaranteed this year, 23.8 total cap million this year. Next year will be 24.5. So next 2025, 2026, he has no guarantee salary for that year. So this would be kind of the year. Hey, go ahead, get him out. Get it off your books, trade them, don't cut them, because there's a ton of fucking dead cap money if we let him go. So don't do that. So just trade them or try to restructure if that's going to be it. But yeah, 24 million is what he's hitting at right now for us. That's a lot, bro. That's a QB salary.
mm-hmm.
I think we're gonna get T. I mean, we very well could end up with T. Higgins. You already know the Bengals are not gonna re-sign him. I mean, they keeping him around for this season right here, but after this right here, he's gonna get paid from another team.
And see, they need to fix this franchise tag shit. All right. Because it used to be they gave you the franchise tag for the ownership. So you could keep a player around that was a star player that wouldn't walk out, like the John Elways back in the day, the Brett Favre, stuff like that. So you could actually franchise tag somebody so you can get a little bit longer of a time to actually work a contract out with somebody that you're trying to keep around long term. Now these ownerships abuse it. Rather, we don't want to pay you, but we also don't want to let you go. We're going to use you for one more year, maybe 2 more years, do the Kirk Cousins bullshit on you and not treat you how you're supposed to be and get paid. Like, they got to stop doing this shit. Like, you damn sure shouldn't have been putting a franchise tag on T. Higgins. He's not your star player. He's not your number one. He's not going to be coming back next year. Let him go.
Here are the free agencies for wide receiver next year. You got CeeDee Lamb, number 1. You got Brandon Ayuk, number 2, 3 T. Higgins, 4 Chris Godwin, 5 Stephon Diggs, 6 Hollywood, Amari Cooper, Keenan Allen, Deontay Johnson, Mike Williams. Those are the top 10 right now. And you see what I'm saying? It's a crazy list.
That motherfucker on that list, he was putting up 200-yard games last year for the Cleveland Browns. He was, bro. Amari Cooper's the name on that list too.
He torched the Titans, boy. I tell you.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, and like I said, it just comes down to what DeAndre Hopkins do. Like, I would love DeAndre Hopkins to be back on the team next year, man. And just keep building with Will Levis. But you don't know what's gonna happen. I can't just put all my eggs in one basket on DeAndre Hopkins, you know what I'm saying? So, and I just don't think the Cowboys are going to have the bread to pay this man CeeDee Lamb because they're going to have to pay him, man. He's the number 1 receiver in the league. You know what I'm saying? Dude, I don't think they have that type of money, bro. Like, I just don't. And they got too much talent on that damn team for them to pay that type of money, you know?
For them to be able to pay CeeDee Lamb, they're going to have to let Dak go. And if they let Dak go, then CeeDee Lamb's definitely
Michael Parsons.
Why am I going to sit here when you don't even have a QB and I'm going to waste a couple more years? Now I'm going to go to a team that has a QB. So, like, CeeDee's gone. At least for me, I'm with you on that side. CeeDee's Lamb's gone next year. And if we have a chance at CeeDee, bruh, I'm OU fan. Fuck yeah. Go get a former Sooner. Let's go, bruh. And CeeDee Lamb is
which one would it be hard to find, though? Would you think it'd be hard to find a CeeDee Lamb or a Michael Parsons? You know what I'm saying? I just don't think – I think it's harder to find a Michael Parsons. That's why – exactly. Yeah, you let CeeDee Lamb go. Cowboys have always had receivers. You think they can't just find another one? You know, they know what
they can do that. Like. We can't. We get a
receiver.
We need to keep that motherfucker around. I'm talking about, god dang it. And when it comes contract time, hey, write your price on this check, and we're gonna go ahead and rock out. Don't sit up there and try to negotiate. Don't go tell them that we ain't got enough money to do any of that. We ain't got to worry about that with Rand, though, because one thing Rand does is he takes care of guys, and he knows how to take care of guys. My case in point, Jeff Simmons. He didn't play around with the whole, I don't know how we're going to pay you. You're a great player, though. No, he came in, got Jeffrey Simmons his contract, and goddamn, we kept on pushing. I mean, it's just that simple. As long as you come to the table with a reasonable offer, you will, you know what I'm saying, get a reasonable return.
Yeah, like I said, bro, if I'm Cowboys, I'm signing Micah Parsons to a big contract. I'm gutting the rest of that fucking team, and I'm building around Micah. You're absolutely right, bro. It's harder to find a Micah Parsons than it is anybody else on their squad right now. So fuck it, gut it, and then rebuild next year, and then build around him.
Yeah, man, because I ain't gonna lie, Cowboys, they gonna need some defense. If they gonna keep Dak Prescott around, you gonna need, you know, them dudes on defense, because you're going to have to keep that score from, you know, getting up into them 30s, man, because you know how Dak is when he has to throw the football more than 30 times a game.
Yeah, most definitely.
Facts.
But yeah, man, before we get up out of here, man, did y'all see the little thing about the NFL getting sued from the Sunday ticket or whatever? So pretty much, I mean, it was determined that the NFL was conspiring with these networks to inflate the price of Sunday ticket. And I ain't gonna lie, man. That right there is a hustle like a motherfucker, man. I mean, shoot. Last season, what was they charging on YouTube TV for Sunday ticket? What? Damn near $400 for that shit?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, bro, and you already see what some people said now with this Sunday ticket lawsuit. You already seen it up in your pricing for your YouTube as well. That's already coming up for YouTube TV. And part of this was as well that Sunday ticket was supposed to have Thursday night games, and then they sold the Thursday night games off to Amazon. That was an illegal transaction by them too. They weren't allowed to do that, and they said that they did that because they just didn't like the quality of Thursday night games with Sunday ticket. Well, you're under contract to get the people to do better. You don't just go sell off the contract you already got to somebody else. And bro, it's $1 billion lawsuit, like what, 130 something billion or something like that, bro. It's money.
I don't forgot how many residential subscribers that they owe, but I know that they owe over 48,000 businesses for this lawsuit, and they're gonna appeal it. They've already come out and said that they're going to appeal it, but bro, they've been hard to get ready to up that money, man. I mean, you can't do that to the people, man, because shoot, man, things are already high enough. On top of the fact that you got a lot of these fans that are traveling to the games and throwing out money, you know, right there at the stadium. I mean, the average cost to go to an NFL game right now is around $350 to $400. And that right there, we talking nosebleeds.
Bro, and don't forget, it's cheaper now to go to every game in the Carolina Panthers home game. It's cheaper to go to every Carolina game this year than sit at home and watch it. That's how ridiculous this is getting. It should never be that it's cheaper to go to the fucking game than it is to watch it at home. That shit's just ridiculous, and they need to pull the shit out of their ass and fix it. But yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Let's go ahead and get up out of here. We ain't gonna hold the people any longer tonight, man. We gonna keep this thing short tonight. We know y'all got things going on this Friday night. We damn sure got things going on this Friday night, but we appreciate y'all joining us. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, tell a friend about us, blah, 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 this, that, and the third. Shout out to all our sponsors, including Music City Autoplex, man. Head down there, check out their great inventory of vehicles. Holler at Wilson when you go up down there. Tell Wilson that you came from the Titans Colosseum, and he gonna take good care of you. Hey, fellas, man, it's been another dope show. I enjoyed talking to y'all. Could talk longer because the conversation just got great. But
yeah, I know.
We gonna hold it for Monday, man. We got the H-Town Rundown crew coming in here Monday. We gonna chop it up. We gonna get their thoughts on the Texans off season, And it's going to be a dope-ass July, man. We going to take y'all to training camp, suited and booted, ready to go, man. Hey, y'all make sure y'all get out there to the open practice on July 27th as well. It's going to be at Nissan Stadium. They're going to have 3 parking lots open. I think E, F, and R will be open. All you got to do, go on SeatGeek, get your tickets. They free, and you're in there like swimwear. RJ, Firestone, it's been real, fellas, man. We signing off. Hey, everybody enjoy your weekend. And tighten the fuck up.